I have occupied your mind now.
How are you guys doing today? Welcome, hello, greetings, and salutations. How are you guys doing? Let me know if you could hear me in the chat because I'm having like major technical issues, but I think I got it squared away. I sort of messed up how I did the mic inputs on this. Yes, OTC forever. Good to have you here, and congratulations on Igpk, he says. And you know what? I got in right at the bottom, but it doesn't mean anything if you're not going to sell. So I'm hoping that I am going to get to the point where it does hit that penny mark. That's what I'm hoping for. And we're going to see. We're going to see how it reflects and how the market responds to the news that they have upcoming. And we're going to talk about all that stuff. There is so much to talk about. I know. But first, I want to say the new intro song. Actually, I'm not ditching the old one because I like my original. But that was Eric I. Miller. He is, I would say, a locally famous drummer for an awesome tribute band called the Strictly Hip. So I actually put the link to his video in the chat log. So go give his channel a subscription. It's a great piece, man. And I actually met the guy going to karate, and we got to talking, and he's a phenomenal musician. So shout out to you, Eric, and thank you for letting me use that music. I appreciate it. So yeah, I'm just so we got the 18 people in now. This is great. We got Jord, good to have you here. Felix, welcome. Alec Weinberg, good to have you here. And Alec, I know that you asked a question at the end. It was towards the end of our last broadcast, and I meant to respond to you, but I do have a response for you for the question that you asked about the 4 things that I look for when trying to invest. I think that was the question. I'm not sure if that was the question or not. But if when we go along the way here, I may need to tweak the settings just a little bit just to make sure that you guys, are able to follow. So, there's just so much going on. There's so much going on, and I have videos to share with you guys, just video clips. I have just rundowns, and you guys put me to task by just throwing me some tickers and just giving me an opportunity to do some digging, and it was pretty cool. It's nice to step outside the comfort zone. So lots of the things I'm going to be talking about today, I am actually not invested in, but it's absolutely cool because I may find some nice investments just from the advice that you guys are giving me and the tips that you guys are giving me, like, hey, check this deck out. So I have no problem doing that. So let's talk about the elephant in the room. There's a lot going on with CYBL. And I was hoping to be able to buy this massive dip on IBKR. Unfortunately, I did check, and I am not able to buy gray stock. So if you are out there and you are trying to purchase CYBL, you're not going to be able to do that on that platform, unfortunately. And when I found that out, this is sort of how I felt. Yeah, that's sort of how I felt because I really wanted to purchase shares, so I felt like the screaming cowboy. I did, and I have to crack myself up a little bit because it is what it is, and I really do feel, despite the fact that a certain someone is just doing what he typically does, is just mudslinging, and like I said, I've seen this person do it with other stocks, and I've seen him be wrong. So, and a lot of you guys out there that are doing DD and are on top of this nonsense already, you know exactly what I'm talking about. And hey, I think if Mark Schmidt is doing everything he says he's doing, then I think we're in for a treat. And for the people that were able to buy in before the trading was shut down, I think good for you for picking up shares. It's going to be hard to get back in this thing because I think once the CE does come off, this thing is going to fly. So that's just my personal opinion. Now, I want to get into a little bit of the, yes, Cgra. Ape here. Felix, how many shares do you got, Felix? Just out of curiosity. You don't have to share that if you don't want. I have 54,000 shares of Cgra, and I wish I would have bought more. I really do. So, but you know what? I can't put in what I can't afford to lose. So, I want to get into like CYBL, and I want to talk about basically, and I want to share something with you guys. And let me pull this up because I'm going to be going through a lot of stuff today. We'll get to that in a second. So, and I'm going to pull a clip from the video that I think that they're still using two law firms. Now, for the Securities Council, they did switch out of the Michael Best to Carl P. Rano. So I think this is the guy that's going to be handling the filings for CYBL. That's what I think is going to happen. 100,000, that's awesome. Great. I will definitely be your voice on CYBL. I'm not going to just ditch it. This is the whole thing about that. And this is what frustrates me. I know that a lot of you guys have subscribed because of the stocks that I'm covering. And I covered Puge at one point, ticker PUGE. We all got burned on that. But I still touch base on it from time and time again. And it's like, I'm not going to just ditch something just because it's not the pump of the week or the pump of the month. All right. It's a investment that I do have conviction in. So, I mean, I'm not going to just like stop doing it. A lot of people like they pump that thing for a year, and then when the shit hits the fan, they just want to trail off and be like, all right, I'm not covering it anymore. But when I have a significant amount of money in it, I'm going to cover it. And the fact that I am doing it for you guys as well, like I'm covering stocks today that you guys recommended to me. Why? Why not? You guys are subscribers. I don't care. I'm having fun doing this. So back to the law office of Carl Pirano. I think obviously he's handling this stuff. And I just want to share with you what I think. I'm going to go back here for a second. What my thoughts are. All right, but I'm gonna take this clip. Where are we at here? Here's Mark's video. Let's just get right into this. Bella, thanks for the heads up on that. Link in the Twitter, on YouTube. Okay, got it. If somebody wants to post the link to this chat on Twitter, please do so. You could just tag me in it. That'd be great. Let's take a listen here. Here we go. All right, I'm gonna just fast forward right to where the nitty gritty, right where I think it sort of matters with this whole lawyer fiasco thing.
The moment and define exactly what the two firms are working on for your understanding. So first and foremost, our first firm is fully focused on expediting our compliance with all the OTC market requirements, so that we are in good standing, now and into the future. The other firm is focused on an equally important mission, which is to update all of our internal processes and procedures to make sure that our securities follow all the guidelines and process required to support our shareholders. We want to ensure that our future shareholders have all the proper documentation necessary to resell their shares in the public market. Very important area where we want to make sure that we have all the full documentation and capability that our shareholders deserve. We also have continued focus on other resource staffing internally, and external resource that we may need both the current market.
All right, so obviously we're getting an echo. I hope I'm not echoing at this point. And I do, man, this is just one of the downsides of going live. There's like one setting, and I was just talking to my brother actually about this. You could have everything perfect, and there's like one thing you got to click. I'm actually going to try this one more time, and I want you to let me know whether or not this is actually doing its thing or not. At this point right now, yeah, I'm going to mute one. See. Oh, thank you, Alec. See if it does now.
Good afternoon, Cybr community. I'm coming to you from the road, which seems to be a constant, particularly over the last 6 months.
All right, is that echoing? Sorry, guys. If it's not echoing, I think we're good to go. You let me know. So. Okay, cool. I know what I need to do. All right, I figured it out.
Is fully focused on expediting our compliancy with all the OTC market requirements so that we are in good standing now and into the future. The other firm is focused on an equally important mission, which is to update all of our internal processes and procedures to make sure that our issuances of securities follow all the guidelines and all the process required to support our shareholders. We want to ensure that all of our current and future shareholders have all the proper documentation and information necessary to resell their shares in the public market. Very important, and an area where we want to make sure that we have all the full documentation and capability that our shareholders deserve. We also have a continued focus on other resource, both staffing internally and external resource that we may need for both the current market requirements, but also our future market opportunities, which I'll touch on further.
Okay, and that right there, that is what I think is the key and why I think that they are working with both firms. One, obviously, is the Security Counsel to the OTC, but one is working in-house to make sure all their nuts and bolts are squared away, and that way in-house they are good. I may be totally wrong about this, but I think that they are utilizing both firms. So maybe we'll find out. You know, maybe they have a press release saying, all right, we decided just to go with this law firm, or we are doing both for multiple reasons. But what he just said there, he says they're utilizing two. So I'm going to take him for his word, and if it's two, it's two. That's it. So I also want to go on. Sorry, I'm a little frazzled because of that damn button, you know, and I'll be honest with you guys, and this is pretty funny. If it was just me here, just like doing some practice, you know, with the OBS and the whole YouTube system, I would not have figured it out that quick. There's no way. I probably would have just quit, or I would have called my brother and I'd have been bitching about something. So I want to go over to 543. I think there's a lot here, and then I just want to get into a couple updates, courtesy of Mr. Brett Rosen.
Excited about the future. Of course, with two law firms, I have to also say that on advice of our security attorneys, I will declare that Cybr will notify our shareholders, our strategic partners, the investment public about any news regarding Cybr. In the short term, we'll do it through the process we're using with OTC market PR releases, social media, etc. But in the midterm and longer term, in hopefully a not too distant future, we'll be augmenting that process with filing the Form 8K reports with the SEC rather than sending weekly shareholder communications. I hope that our shareholders recognize that this is a maturation of the company as we all want and as we've been driving, and it's an indication of the progress we're making as we institutionalize all of our efforts. both for the benefit of our shareholders and for the future growth of the company. Again, I wanted to give you a few moments to highlight where I think.
All right. So you get the idea. All right. So, I mean, I think that we're obviously not getting those weekly updates anymore. And I think they should be doing things appropriately. So we just need to hope and wish, especially for holding, that they are getting things done. Buy high, sell low. I know who that is, I think. And I don't think they're a shareholder. But I get it. All right. So let's go into our most recent development with CYBL. And then I want to start. I have so much I got to get through that that is on the table today. So let's go to Brett Rosen's update, and I think this is great. So all this rigmarole with you-know-who, and I'm not going to say his name. You could just read it here. Does anybody believe his lies? Not only did I not receive the shares until after the market closed on 10/25/2021, but the 2 days in which I supposedly dumped the shares were a Saturday and Sunday. And he goes, these pictures should disprove you-know-who's claims about dumping shares before I funded the note. I wired the $1.5 million before a single share was sold, like I always do. As usual, you-know-who is using half-truths to try and prove his lies. And you know what? If you're an Ilus shareholder, you've been there, you've done that, you know how it goes. So here it is right here. Boom. You guys could pause it and look at it if you want to, but you could go on his Twitter. It's all there. He put it out there. Every single time this guy starts, every single time this guy goes on a tangent and attacks a certain stock, which usually includes Brett Rosen. I don't know if he's, I don't want to say obsessed, or if there's a vendetta there, or what the issue is. If it's personal, I don't know, but I know that he posted this. And I will be I invited Brett on the show, and so hopefully this week we're going to find time to get together and sit down, and I'm going to be asking him about his investment strategies and sort of what makes him tick as an investor. And hopefully you guys find that beneficial if you're looking to do it. So let's look at this next form here. There it is. So you could, it's all right there. The dates are there. He highlighted 10/25/21. And he did post something that I thought was rather funny. I think it was the calendar with the dates where it's the weekend. It doesn't matter. But yeah, there it is. Yep, you dumped him on the 23rd and the 24th. So whatever, So let's go on. I'm gonna just keep moving along here. So I have not sold any CYBL whatsoever, and I'm in it for the long game. So next up, Igpk. Let me know in the chat if you guys got in Igpk. I watched this thing for six months. All right, and I just let it get there. And the 5-year low was 0006. And I did have an order, and I know some of you guys put orders in for 0006. Mine didn't. They never grabbed. But my orders for 0007 have. And so I'm pretty excited about Igpk. I think this is going to be one of the ones for that's going to go on a run. I think it's going to respond to news well. We'll find out. There was virtually no volume on Friday. After all those big days of volume, we had a week of steady volume, and basically, I will be covering Cgra. Absolutely. I will. I'm going to save some of the best for last. That's for darn sure. So Igpk, let's look at their security details here. And, just so you guys know, they are fully SEC reporting and audited. All right. So they do apparel. They're waiting on the cannabis acquisitions. And right now they got the financials, but nothing's audited at this point. And they said that they dropped the ball. So, I'm glad they were pretty clear about that. The security details for this one, like I said, it's I'm at 125% right now, which is great. It's at 0016, market cap of 3.3 million, authorized share count of 2.65 million, and the float is 1.4 billion. So, there's a lot going on there. I do have, and this is what's sort of cool here, I have an interview with Gene again on Monday. So we're going to be meeting at about 8 p.m. on Monday. We're going to get together. I have a pre-interview with him, a pre-meeting tomorrow at some point. He's going to shoot me a call, and we're just going to discuss some stuff for the show. And I'm going to release that on Tuesday morning. And so I actually wanted to share a clip from that meeting with you guys. Here we go. Integrated. All right, check this out. This is from the recent, and if there's an echo, just let me know. There shouldn't be this time because I clicked the right button. Damn it. All right. All right, let's keep moving on here.
We have revenue and no convertible debt. I think that's appealing.
Yeah, that's very appealing, especially with a very low market cap of 1.5 million. Let's keep going here. In early November of 2022, Integrated announced that they would acquire 3 operating entities in the cannabis space. It stated that those 3 had a combined revenue of $500,000 a month. Those entities were Houdini Labs, GCTR Management, and the Tahoe Group, with the Houdini Group having a potential of $1.5 million in gross monthly revenue and $400,000 net income during a single shift. GCTR ended up not making the cut. Could you describe in detail what each acquisition brings to the table, their present revenues, and projected annual revenues for 2023?
Okay, so the revenue, I can say as stated, is over $500,000 a month. This is all I have for now. I will need, we're waiting for audited statements to come to make it true. And as outlined in the Reg A, the California operations can grow to a combined monthly revenue of $1.5 million. So the Tahoe Group operates as a distributor of cannabis. It's a delivery service and also light manufacturing. The license is owned by the Tahoe Group and allows the company to operate in 3 areas. Delivery. The delivery aspect is non-operational yet, waiting for funding. Phoenix Delivery acts like any other delivery service. Products are ordered, products are delivered to the house, the office, or wherever they are. Delivery companies are, as you know, they're virtual dispensaries. No storefront, no nothing. Customers can't come and pick up anything. Then there's Genesis Distribution. Genesis Distribution, and I gotta read this one because I want to get it right. It's a swift, safe, and secure cannabis products distribution company. So what it does is it delivers the products to the brick and mortar stores. The dispensaries you see popping up on every corner, they're a delivery company.
Okay, so basically, they talked about funding there, all right? And so one thing that I wanted to make clear is that they did add about 200 million shares they added. So I think that might have been what that was for. So whether or not it was, who knows? But I think that, I'm going to ask him about all these things, a follow-up for all of these things. We have a lot of questions to ask him, and I think people want to hear more from the cannabis side. So, all right, let me just make sure that I did this properly here. All right, taking on a lot today. This was their latest tweet. Igpk has received the unaudited financial statements from the Kelly acquisition targets for the years ending 2021 and 2022. We will send them to our audit team to review and ask questions. We plan to have them in front of the auditors in early March with a closing in the second quarter. So I hope the market responds well to that. Whether or not it will, who knows? It's a crapshoot. You know what I mean? Just like somebody was just commenting, Wish was commenting about Cgra. It's going to be a lot of, Sean, what's up? What's up, Sean? It's going to be a lot of dump, buy the rumor, sell the news. That's what happened when they announced Nick Link as the interim CEO. It dumped. I bought at 5. I averaged down to 274. In the minute I got in was because I found Nick Link was in. So people sold on it. I bought on it. All right. So, but we're going to get to that one in a second. I want to just keep it moving here. And, if you guys have any questions, just like throw them out there in the chat and I will address them as they come in. I think we're on like a 2-minute delay or whatever, but I appreciate you guys actually being so patient as I'm battling the tech issues, but I'm going to get a little bit better at this. I'm trying to add more to my plate for each show. That's the whole point, is just to try and get better and just enjoy it. So right now we have Nugn. I have had the investment director on the show as well. All right, he came in for an interview, and I've been in talks with Justin Matthews, the investment director for Levento Group. They're gonna have a ticker change, and we're gonna see how that goes. They're waiting for a lot of things to be filed. So, yeah, CYBL is killing me too. We talked about that a little earlier, and I'll tell you, crazy stuff. Lithium. No, I have not been in any lithium stocks at all. NUGN, let's look at the company profile for those of you, if this one's been under the radar, all right? It doesn't have a lot of followers. I think that I'm rooting for this company. Justin's a cool guy, nice guy. It was nice interviewing him, and so let's talk a little bit about Levento Group. Levento Group is a company specializing in the development and growth of disruptive business models. Our main area of business is production of premium film and television content for international audiences across multiple genres under new brand Boxo Productions. We develop as well proprietary artificial intelligence, machine learning products that incorporate risk analysis, predictive maintenance, and operational forecasting into our decision-making process. They are SEC reporting, they're fully audited. And let's look at their security details. They are sitting with $12.4 million market cap, authorized share count of 500 million, and outstanding share count under 250 million with a float of 168 million. So, everything's tidy there. It's nice. I did want to, their most recent tweet, very important. The Form 10 submission arrived at David's desk this morning. Actually, I've been in talks with Justin, and we are working on an interview with the CEO of NUGN, and I'm very excited for the fact that I'm going to be able to interview him. So we're just working out timelines. I know we love timelines on this channel, but we're trying to juggle around schedules. That's the whole thing. I do have more announcements in regards to interviews coming up. So I appreciate you guys sticking around till the end. So NUGN, like I said, it says, assuming it's up to the discussed SEC standards, it will be filed today. If any minor corrections are needed, it will be filed on the next business day, Tuesday. Been a long time coming. Congratulations, team. And that's congratulations to them. I hope it works out. I am not invested in this one yet. I do plan on getting in at some point, but right now my money's locked up. So I have my high conviction plays that I'm in. And that's that. So I want to go to a little clip of Justin from Levento discussing. Actually, he brings up a really valid point here. You may have maybe a small percentage of downloads in January, but next thing you know, May or June could be really hot. You know what I mean? So, and we're talking movies, and we're talking Boxo. I got to ask you, what's your favorite movie or favorite genre? Please don't say romantic comedy. You don't strike me as a romantic comedy.
Because you mean I don't look romantic, Eric? What's going on? But just going back to that bank for a second, I come back to that, is that you might have heard you might have heard the expression of you will own nothing and be happy. If you haven't heard of that, Google it. But industry is trying to move consumers into a own nothing, rent everything society. And you can see that with, you can even look at that with, with Apple TV, for example. It says it gives you two options on Apple TV, rent or buy the movie. But when you buy the movie, you're not actually buying it. What you're doing is that you're, let's say, acquiring the rights to watch it forever all the time it's on the Apple program, right? You can't download it and put it on a USB stick, or download it and put it on your laptop and keep it. You're just acquiring the rights to watch it forever. BMW wants to start renting heated seats. Right? No, absolutely, Eric. It was in the newspaper. You can Google it if you don't believe me. You can Google it and find out that BMW released the concept that heated seats you would switch on and off on an app on your phone, based upon when you needed your seat heated. Now, they were absolutely ridiculed in the automotive magazines for that. I got to pay $2 today to warm my backside on the seat as I drive to Walmart.
It's absurd in my opinion. Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy. But
yeah, but it tells you where the industry is trying to take consumers. And from BMW's perspective, they're probably thinking, well, why not? Where do we where do we really make our money in the future? Is it going to be on actually manufacturing the cars? Is it through the dealer network? Is it fixing the cars? Or is it forcing consumers to lease or rent access to BMW products and facilities as they're driving their car? And clearly they want the best of 2 or 3 worlds. And so, what's important for us in this content bank concept is that we are owning the rights and IP to content, which, frankly, everyone will be renting to watch.
Exactly, and I couldn't agree with him more. I mean, I'm not gonna say couldn't agree with him more, but I agree with the fact that we're living in a society where, if I have to, I have heated seats in my Jeep. All right, I'm not putting a quarter in the heated seats to get my backside warm, as he said. No, but seriously, that's where it's going, unfortunately, is that all these little extras are going to cost a rental fee. And I think the movie thing, and I thought about that the other day, we did the Amazon Prime, it's like rent it or buy it. You're not buying it. You're not able to, you don't get to keep it. You can't keep it on some USB drive, but we're going to see. And if I recall correctly, and if anybody is invested in Levento, let me know. If I'm correct, the way they're doing this, each movie that they're bringing in could bring upwards of 5 to 15 million, if I recall correctly. I may be wrong, but I am pretty sure that's the case. All right, next up was a ticker that was brought to me, I think it was earlier this week, by Lisa Matthews, one of the biggest supporters of this channel. So a big shout out to Lisa. How you doing, Lisa? I hope you're having a great day. Thanks for bringing this one up, Dvlp. Let's dive right into this. And here, the first shout out of the day is out to Lisa Matthews. I'll cheers my water to you because we're not getting into the bourbon yet. I got a good one today. I got a really good one. So if you love good bourbon, even if you don't love it, I hope you like the description. But it's a good one. It's one of the best ones I've had, to be honest. So cheers to you. My throat is drying up. What is happening? Everybody's sick in my house. I better not be getting it. I'll tell you right now. I've lasted this long. Now, see, I'm off all next week. This is when I'm going to get sick. That's usually what happens. So let's hop over here and let's talk about Dvlp. All right. Goodbye, NUGN. Goodbye, Levento. All right. Dvlp. We are at 0041. And market cap, 6 million, 2.5 billion shares authorized, and an outstanding share count of about 1.4 billion and a half billion float. Let's take a look here. Let's get right into the company profile. That way, Golden Developing Solutions, is a development stage company providing business services and or products supporting health, wellness, technology. The company is also focused on acquisitions and synergistic companies. So I did click here. They actually just put out an update. But they just recently, on January 18th, Dvlp announces completion of conversion and removal of 320 million shares of common stock. So to me, that's a very, very promising sign when a company does that. You hear the term dilution a lot. And actually, Alec, I'm actually going to talk a little bit in a second, about your question that you had for me last time, because I do have 4 things, and I wrote them down because I didn't want to forget, 4 things that I'm looking for. So, and I got to say, covering all these tickers today has been crazy. It's been fun, and I'm like, you guys are holding my feet to the fire. I love it. So, but let's keep going. Here is their recent announcement, and this is their update right here. So let's take a look at this. This was on January 18th, 2023, this year. And so it's a holding company in the health and wellness marketplace that focuses on acquiring companies delivering pharmaceuticals and specialty medicines with rapid delivery services and adequate medical support in the United States. Is pleased to announce that the company's pledged to remove 320 million shares from circulation through the conversion of shares of common stock controlled by the company's CEO, Stravos Triant. Stravos, if you're watching this, I'd love to have you on. I would love to pick your brain and learn more about your company. Into 320,000 shares of preferred stock has been approved and completed. We announced this move back in November and are pleased to report that we have completed this process, and the total number of common shares trading actively in the market has now been sharply reduced. Management notes this decision follows a string of recent acquisitions as part of the company's roll-up strategy in the specialty pharmacy marketplace. The company is in the process of reviewing other acquisitions in the specialty pharmacy industry. More details will be released soon. And you know what? If I'm missing anything, you just throw it out there, Lisa, because I know that we had a conversation about this stock, and yeah, we're gonna see what happens. Here's Trank says this. As we have noted, this share reduction represents one of the many moves we plan to make, demonstrating our commitment to our shareholders and to the principle that our relationship with our common shareholders is the most important asset driving future growth potential. And so, you know, I gotta say, you know, I like a company that is committed to taming the share structure and not diluting out of control. There are times when you have to add shares. It just happens. Like Gene was talking about, they got to get funding for the delivery aspect of their cannabis division. So they're going to have to add shares, and hopefully they do a good job at taming it and removing those shares when they need to be removed and converting them appropriately. So let's just keep going on here. This is another one of their PRs, and this is their most recent one of February 7th. Actually, I'm just going to get rid of this. Too many tabs open. It's like my work desktop. It's just too many tabs, 10,000 tabs. But this one was a fun one to sort of look at because, one, there was a recent PR, and I was able to get a lot of information on it. So the company has achieved unaudited December 2022 sales of $5.6 million, with the largest customers still to be onboarded. This is great news. All right, with this addition, we are at our targeted run rate from the acquisitions. It also expects significant increases in revenues after the 4 previously announced acquisitions are fully transitioned. During this final processes of transitioning and onboarding customers, we expect a brief dip in Q1 sales, followed by a robust rebound and acceleration. After completed, the company will again begin to acquire more acquisitions in the specialty pharmacy market, which also will become another event that should further increase company revenues, helping it reach its 2023 goals. Stravos Trent says, first of all, we are happy to see December sales exceed 5.6 million, along with the final customer onboarding would have easily hit our 2022 monthly run rate. We will finish the transitions in Q1 and begin to grow organically, as well as continue our acquisition strategy. So, party at Lisa's house. All right, sounds good. It's Mardi Gras. Oh, Louisiana. Hello, Louisiana. I had a buddy from Louisiana. Good dude. And he threw the best Mardi Gras parties. It was probably the closest thing it was to the real thing. And, you know, hey, I had a good time. That's all I'm going to say about that. I'm not going to say anything else. It was a good time. All right. So, you know, he concludes, we are very excited about the business model, the industry, and our future plans. The demand for product and the ability to scale are very promising. And so my conclusion on this, and I sort of wanted to give my take on it, Lisa. I think the share reduction is excellent. I think when they onboard these other customers, I think that is going to prove to be well. I think that when they're straightforward and say, hey, we're going to see a dip. And I listed the same thing where they say, hey, Q1 isn't going to be as strong as Q2, so just be prepared for that. So it's going to be interesting to find out how their Q1 numbers are. But most importantly, I think for this company specifically, look for Q2 and Q3 growth. And they're going to keep acquiring companies. So I'm not saying that they're going to add shares, but we're going to see what they do. Right now, they have a decent share structure, so we'll see what happens. So I hope this helps a little bit. And it's on my watch list now. Hang on one second. I'm reading exactly what you're saying right here. So that 5.6 million came from 4 acquisitions from the last quarter. Okay. Yes. That's exactly how I took it. Except there's one more. Like there was more that could have been added, but they haven't been onboarded until the first quarter of this year. So that's going to reflect in those additional ones are going to reflect in Q1 of this year. So that's what I sort of got from that. So unless it was 3 and then 4. I might be wrong. And they will be announcing a new company as per LOI. Oh, there it is. LOI of $110 million company, $1 million company this quarter. Wow. Yeah. And that is one thing. And you actually sent that to me, and I wish I would have put it up here. That was my bad. Yeah, this is one I'm going to continue to cover regularly because I have a feeling that they're going to be releasing a lot of news and a lot of information. And right now, it looks like their numbers are going to be very, very healthy. So, I mean, kudos to them. And if you're holding this and you're getting it now, good for you. Actually, let's go back. I just want to see, just why the hell not? Why not do this? It always does that. That drives me nuts. I don't know. I don't get that. Let's just look at the little history here. So, and I am not a technical analysis. Like, look at the way I'm doing this chart. I'm an idiot. I've not had any bourbon yet. And look what I'm doing. I'm getting all crazy here. So looking back the 6-month chart. That's a 1-year Dumbo. My gosh. 3-month. It looks like this was the floor. That would have been a great place to get in. Right there. That would have been a good day for somebody. You know it. That's how I felt with the Igpk, and I don't want to jinx it. Like, that's exactly how I felt. So yeah, I mean, what is your average on this, if you don't mind me asking, Lisa? When did you get in? We're gonna see what happens with this one. I'm pretty excited. I'm gonna go on to Dddx now, but yeah, keep us posted, Lisa, on any of the videos. If I put up a video and you want to share something about Dvlp, feel free to do it. Pretty amazing when you see the longer term plan. That's exactly it. And you know what? That's the whole thing. And I like just chilling with you guys. The funny thing is I don't. How do I say this? I'm not the kind of person where I'm just going to give you this stock, new stock, or hype stock, yada, yada. That's more for day trading. And there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with trading off the chart. I'm not going to shame anybody for doing them. That's what they do. You know, that's what sort of makes this cycle all go. But I do like looking at things from a long-term perspective. I really, really do. You know, so that's why I try to find companies that are sort of expanding, you know, in harsh economic times. Like, I'm a very happy Ilus shareholder. So yeah, so maybe I could get Stravos on the show one day and I could pick his brain. So it was in November sometime. All right, cool. I just saw your response. We're on a little bit of a delay, but that's okay. You know, it is what it is. But I will check on that, and I am wishing you all the luck with that stock. Seriously, I hope it's awesome, and I hope you make a lot of. I hope we all make a lot of money, no matter what your play is. You know, we're all in this game together. We're all in this, and you know, you just got to surround yourself with like-minded people, positive people that are going to show you, give you good information and quality information, not just like say, oh, I heard this from that person that said this person. That's just do the research, do the DD. If you're watching this, just go on otcm.com. It's all right there. otcmarkets.com, I'm sorry. Dddx. All right, this guy. And when I say this guy, I mean Nicholas Coriano, who has a very strong Twitter presence. And so you're holding, okay, I just saw that your share count, actually. That's cool. Hey, that's a lot of shares for you. If you actually, if that thing takes off, you're going to be very, very happy. So Nick Coriano, he has such a strong Twitter presence. He's the vice president here. But let's talk about Dddx. This is another one I want to get in. Let's talk about what they do. 3DX Industries is a precision manufacturing company offering clients the ability to manufacture their products using both additive and subtractive manufacturing strategies. 3DX is capable of manufacturing a wide variety of products and components, both consumer and industrial, using its in-house 3D metal printing system and through its more traditional precision machining services. Now, I didn't know, and I work at a place that they have a lot of the 3D printers. I didn't realize they could do this with metal as well. That's pretty awesome. I would love to see one of these machines. They have an alternative reporting standard and are unaudited. The president is Roger Jansen, and the vice president, marketing and business developer, is Nicholas Coriano. Well, I did talk to Nick, and he's going to be joining me on this show a week from Sunday, and we're going to sit down. I'm going to be doing heavy DD into this company, and I can't wait to really just dig in a little bit more. And if you have any questions for him, make sure that you just put him this. Email me, buffalofiresidechats@gmail.com if you have any questions on anything. If you want to actually throw me a ticker and you have DD that you want me to share and put up on this channel so people see it, just email it to me. If you have a DD package, send me your package. What can I say? Buffalofiresidechats@gmail.com, and that is in the description below. And if you just want to say hi, hey, just email me and say hi. All right, but don't do anything other than that. Then it gets creepy. All right, so. I'm hoping to get in with Nick a week from Sunday, and he seems like a very positive person. And that guy, no matter what time of day it is, I'm not even joking when I say this. That it could be you could wake up to go to the bathroom at 2:30 in the morning, and somehow he just posted 30 minutes prior. Get out there and get it. Some motivational stuff. That guy is always on Twitter. But he's not posting stupid stuff. He's an optimist. He's a go-getter. He's an optimist, and I really can't wait to tap into his energy in a week. So that's going to be awesome. So their market cap is 3.7 million. The authorized share count. Sorry, I'm making myself laugh right now, just because I don't know. There's a lot of things going through my mind. In regards to tech stuff with this whole podcast today, but you guys are absolutely amazing, and thank you for hanging out. Outstanding share count of 96 million, and let's see, their float is 44 million. So this thing's gonna move, and I hope that I'm able to get into this beforehand. I think I had some stuff pulled up. I thought I had some stuff pulled up. What the heck? I know I had some stuff pulled up. This was something I wanted to look at. Hang on one second, guys. Oh, this is it. And I wanted to share this with you because this sort of reminds me of Ilus in a way. And this is why. This is the only reason why. Right now. I may find other, commonalities. Maybe I will. But they're having a shareholder event. They're not hiding behind an email. They're not hiding behind, that's the thing. They're not just, you're calling them and you're getting a voicemail. So let's look a little bit at this shareholder event that they're going to be offering, which is going to be in Washington, if I'm correct. So let's take a look. We are announcing the agenda and location for our 2023 annual shareholder event for 3Dx Industries, stated Roger Jansen, CEO and chairman of 3Dx Industries. 3Dx Industries is proud to be one of the few OTC companies with an open door policy, and our annual shareholder event is just another way we continue to be transparent with our shareholders and our customers, he added. If any of our past, current, or potential shareholders are interested in seeing our facilities and meeting our team, they are more than welcome to attend. The company's executives and representatives will be present at the annual shareholder event, which will be held in Ferndale, Washington on Friday, June 9th, 2023. So hey, Jord, that's right around your corner probably, because I know you're West Coast, so I'm going to put you on a detective event. You are going to attend the Dddx shareholder on my behalf. No, I'm just kidding. But the 2023 annual shareholder event will start with a review of the past year and give an outline of what the company is working on over the next 12 months. The tentative schedule for the event is as follows. All right, 11 a.m. Executive presentations by the CEO and board members Nicholas Coriano to showcase the past, present, and future of 3Dx Industries. Location to be released closer to the event date. 1 p.m. additive manufacturing facility tour at 3Dx Industries located at 6920 Selisham Parkway, Ferndale, Washington. Advanced manufacturing facility tour led by Roger Jansen at 3Dx facility showcasing our metal 3D printing capabilities. If you are able to attend this, if you are a shareholder and you actually are in the area and you're able to attend this thing, do it. Seriously. I mean, it's so awesome. Like I said, when I went down to the shareholder meeting for Ilus, my only disappointment was that we didn't get to try out the products and see demos and stuff. But I think that's going to be a thing down the road. But the fact that you guys are going to get the tour of the facility and see things hands-on is going to be awesome for you guys. So if you get a chance to do it, go for it. Seriously. And I'll be asking him more about this shareholder meetup as we get closer to when we do our interview. I'm sorry. And 4 p.m., hey, it's social hour. Mix and mingle with 3D executives, employees, customers, and other shareholders at a location to be determined. This will be a great opportunity to discuss 3DX in an informal setting and do keg stands. All right, so let's just keep moving on here. That's Dddx, and I can't wait to have him on the show. I'm just going to take a quick look at the chat. Yeah, we're looking good here. Awesome. Well, what time is it? Oh my God. It's 4:53. See? You know what happens? You know what happens when you get the whole the technology thing? It just sort of throws you off, right? So yeah, it is time. I think it's time. It's absolutely time. It's time for the bourbon of the week. And I poured this puppy earlier, and I'm pretty excited about it. I got here, and I gotta say, this thing right here, wait, I'm just looking real quick. Yeah, I honestly, like, looking into Dvlp, Dddx, you guys threw some really good, what seems like is going to be strong companies coming up. And having followed Coriano on Twitter, and having, just like being able to have some text conversations, and I actually went on his Monday Microcap Madness, which I wish I could attend more, but it's just, life is busy, you know what I mean? But yeah, it's nice to get in on these quality companies. When I hear that they're having shareholder events, when I hear that they're reaching out to shareholders, that they're readily available and accessible to communicate, those are the people, those are the companies I want to be involved in. And you know what, Alec, I did not forget about you, because after I do this, after I do the cheers of the week, I'm going to give you 4 reasons why, 4 things that I look for in a company. I don't know. So this thing, new Riff, single barrel, all right? This thing, I opened this thing up, and it was the best nose on a bourbon that I've had. And every bourbon is unique. It's different. But yeah, yes. And I got to say, Jord, you brought the good stuff at the shareholder meeting. Dude, you did. Just $800 tequila, like it's nothing. It was all delicious, and shout out to you, and thank you for providing the shareholders with many, many shots. I'm lucky I was able to wake up at 7 a.m. with RLX the next day and get on the plane. He was like up and at 'em, essentially. So, but it was a good time, that's for sure. So, new Riff, this thing had it like straight up vanilla and caramel on the nose. It was probably the most pleasant that I've had. Let's get into this description, guys. All right, we got this. A new Riff on an old tradition. Each new Riff barrel is singular in personality and flavor. Selected for its quality and complexity, bottled barrel proof, and without chill filtration. We preserve the character of the barrel all the way to your glass. And it's been aged at least 4 years. So it's a young bourbon. But man, yeah, like seriously, this is good. And man, I'll tell you, actually, just if you like whiskey, bourbons, all that stuff, check out Whiskey Bonded. It's an amazing channel. He puts out the best bourbon shorts, and he just actually featured one today. It was Widow Jane. It was aged in maple barrels, and he says it's really, really good. So I'm gonna have to get one of those. But this guy, oh man, this is just the nose on this thing is just unbelievable. I'm not gonna lie. This is the best nose I've had on a bourbon. Yeah, vanilla, and caramel. I did not talk about Ilus. I'm not really going to touch on DRCR today, but I am going to talk Ilus briefly. I'm really going to just give a little bit about Cgra. But this is good. Mm-hmm. Cheers to Saturday. Man, my gosh. Man, I'm struggling today, and now I'm going to do this? Oh my gosh. No, I really appreciate every single one of you guys. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. And hey, if you want to contribute to the channel, hit the thanks button and donate to the next bourbon of the week or bourbon of the month whenever I do them. I call it the bourbon of the week, but it's whenever I can. I think I'm going to stick to doing this during the live show because I just like doing it. And I wish my drinking days weren't over. Looks yummy. Honestly, this is really good. This is as good as it is on the nose. It's buttery. It's a buttery texture. But it has that burn of a young bourbon. It does. I need to get the Tums. I'm just kidding. It's good. It really is good. I wouldn't. I might cube it if I wanted to. But you know what I think we should do? I think that we should give the shout out. And here's the shout out. The cheers of the week. The cheers of the week goes to Norm. Discord Norm. I got to meet him at the annual shareholder meeting. And it was great. He's actually a retired commercial airline pilot. And, it was pretty funny. He was busting my balls a little bit, because I was telling him about my fear of flying and how I do not like doing it. So he was razzing me a little bit. Smart guy. It was great meeting you, sir. And so, Glenn, that's your real name. But I still am going to call you Norm. Why not? Norm, this shout out, this cheers of the week, this cheers of the month. Whenever we do this, cheers of live is for you, sir. I got a lot more reading to do and a lot more to cover. So I think I better put this down for now. But it's Saturday. Who cares, right? Vanilla and caramel sounds like something I could drink. Honestly, it is delicious. It's absolutely delicious. Guys, if you haven't, check out the Patreon. Subscribe to my Twitter. My Twitter link is in the description. And like I said, if you want to contribute to the old bourbon collection, hit the thanks button and throw a donation if you want. Let's get into, and this is what I wanted to talk about. All right, so Alec Weinberg. Alec, I'm going to have my answers for you right here. Right here. I got notes. Right here. All right. I wrote this down because I didn't get a chance to respond to you because I realized that the chat shut down and you left after the show was over. So the 4 things that I look for to invest in. All right. A lot of people would disagree with me and be like, all right, we got to look at the chart. It depends on what you're looking for. If you are drunk buffalo, that's funny. Not on the YouTube channel. Not on the YouTube channel. Depends, I guess. So if you're looking to day trade, you're going to look at charts. You're going to look for catalysts. You're going to look for buy the rumor, sell the news. I think, that's the way people operate that day trade. If I'm looking long term, all right. Thanks. I feel like I'm waiting for a soap opera. You're not. I'm not going to give you that big of a rant. These are the 4 things that I look for, but this is from a long-term investing perspective. All right. When I say long-term, 3, 5, 10 years, and beyond. Ilus, I'm holding for a very, very long time. You guys all know that. All right. I've covered that thing since day one. The first thing I have is management. Who's running the company? All right. Do they communicate with shareholders? Are they having shareholder events? Do they respond to emails? Are they putting out PRs? Do they have a clear vision and plan? Do they have a process? Are they going to initiate and execute that process accordingly? How is their character? All right. That's important to me. And I will always use Ilus as the example because I got a chance to sit with those guys. I got a chance and to basically see their character in person. And I can tell you their hearts are in this thing 100%. So I'm looking for people like that. I could use Nick Coriano as an example. Very personable. I'm able to get a hold of him. He responds well. He's a positive person. He's not a pessimist. He's not going to go around trashing other people's tickers like some people do. Those are the people you want to stay away from. The people giving you misinformation and always spreading FUD and all that stuff. It's worthless. It's meaningless for a long-term shareholder. So that's my first thing is management. All right. The second thing I would say is Nick Link. I'm reading Nick Link. Are they run by Nick Link? The second thing is revenues. And is Nick Link the CEO? No. Revenues. Do they have a substantial amount of revenues, or do they have a plan to obtain a lot of revenues? And this is a thing with the OTC, and I think that we've seen this many times. And I could use what ticker was it? You guys could help me out. It was a Chung ticker, and it wasn't MJW. It might have been MJWL too, but they kept talking about the $100 million merger, the $100 million yada yada, the $100 million, and you hear that all the time. So a lot of these companies, they have a plan for big revenues, but only some of them actually achieve it. And many of them are just full of crap. Let's be real. A lot of these companies are scams. A lot of these companies do take advantage of investors, and they cash out, and then they're done. They're bye-bye. Look at Pooj. Look at what happened to that ticker. What a joke. All right. And so when you see that happen, I'm not going to ever like say, oh yeah, AAPT, that's right. That was the ticker. And you saw that thing crash. And so when people faithfully invest and it crashes and maybe they miss some DD, I'm not going to be the guy to laugh at you and be like, I'm glad it's at 0. You should have known better. Now, always do your DD. I'm not going to laugh at the misfortunate happenings of losing money. That's never something that I'm going to do because we've all been at the losing end. If you want to succeed at anything, and you do, if you succeed at anything, you failed a lot. So I really empathize with people that got burned, I guess you could say. So do they have plans to get substantial actual revenue? My third one, share structure. It doesn't have to be a very tiny share structure. Like, look at the stocks I'm covering today. They're all over the place. It all depends on what the company is doing. Are they going to need to dilute to get more funding for potential acquisitions, for organic growth? It all depends, and it's all subjective to the ticker itself. All right? It's all about context. So share structure. Are they reducing shares? If you look at the ticker that Lisa brought to my attention, they're reducing shares by 320 million. Those are the things you want to see in a company. CYBL, 19.5 million allocated for a share buyback. You want companies that are committed to increasing the value of the share price and increasing value for the shareholder. So for me, a stable, tameable share structure is number 3. And for, number 4 is profitability. Is their plan able to obtain profit? And look at Dddx. That's what I'm going to call from now on, Dddx, because I get tongue-tied on Dddx. No, but seriously, look at what they're doing. Like the metal 3D printing is going to be a thing. It just is. So, I mean, it's a relevant product and service that is going to be profitable. So profitability is my 4th one. So there you have it. I wrote them down here. Management, revenues, stable share structure, and profitability. What do you guys look for when acquiring or getting shares in a company? Tell me like in the chat, because I'm gonna use all this and I'm gonna expand upon it. What do you look for? What makes you tick as an investor? What is the one thing that's like, I like that? For me, it honestly is management. I like to buy into people. And, I could tell when, people aren't sincere. I could tell when people are sincere. I could tell, like, meeting, actually, and I will always use the Ilus example because I travel to go meet them. Sincerity, it goes a long way. And motive. I think motive goes a long way, too. Market cap. Yeah, see, George says market cap. It's important. All right? Small market cap is great. Igpk has a small market cap for what they're able to potentially do. Whether or not they do it, who knows? That's a good one. So, but I do look for sincerity. I look for people where their heart's in it. And I know Nick Link, he's totally in it. History of the price. Yeah. I could use the history of the price example, Alec. The history of the price example, I used for Igpk. I looked at the 5-year low. And once I saw it was going down, I'm like, okay, we're in a recession. We're doing this, that, or the other. With the Bud Light line. So I waited. I waited patiently. That honestly was the most patient I've ever been to buy a stock. If it's Ilus and if it's sort of around the price that I want to get more shares, I'm just going to buy it. I have no problem paying for it because I know where it's going. Oh, and I got some news about Ilus at the end of this podcast, by the way. So no lime, lime or no lime, and let me know below. Do you like Bud Light or Bud Light Lime? Or maybe you just like me, or you're like me, you like Budweiser, just straight up Budweiser. I do. But, yeah, that's it. So, let's go to, and I'm going to keep this thing going now, because we have a couple more things to talk about today. And this next ticker is one that I was, like, less familiar with. I convinced you to grab a beer. See, it's Saturday. I'm going to get this party started. I actually have this Tropicoastal Great Lakes Tropical IPA that I will be cracking as soon as this thing's over. And I'm going to enjoy this. My significant, awesome other got a 6-pack of these for me yesterday, and I can't wait to tap in. It's going to be delicious again. All right, let's get into these next couple tickers, and then I know you guys are waiting on Cgra, and I don't want to keep you waiting, but it's been awesome to hang out despite the rough start that we had. This has been good. All right, let's get to it. Axxa 0073 Pink Limited. And some people will be like, why is this idiot covering a Pink Limited stock? You know why? Because you told me to cover it. And I'm fine with doing that. You want me to cover a freaking caveat? I did cybl. You want me to cover any stock? If I could do it, I will do it. Okay. Let's see. Man, that bourbon cleared my sinuses. Seriously. Nicely. All right, now see, it has a double use. All right, Axxa. Let's get right into this. Axxa Group is a diversified fintech company with assets in private equity, real estate, technology, and financial services. Axxa acquires controlling equity interests in undervalued assets, taking an active role by providing both capital and structured financing, as well as operational management expertise. They are alternative reporting standard, unaudited, and CEO is Dr. Eduardo Nazmiev, PhD. Hey, doctor. Come on the show. Why not? They have a board of directors, and let's get into the security details of this puppy. Market cap, 5.7 million. Authorized share count, under a billion, 980 million. Outstanding share count, under a billion at 793 million. And the float is under a $500 million. Let's go on to news. I actually had something pulled up here. This is pretty cool. And this was very, very convenient, the one I'm about to get into. But let's go back, because they actually just had a release yesterday. So I go, this worked out perfect. I think it was these guys. It was these guys, or it was Fern. I forgot who it was. See, this is what happens when you put me to task. All right, so Axxa is set to commence a spin-off program of up to 4 of its current businesses to shareholders. Targeted spin-offs are in Axxa's future design, medical, automotive, and real estate divisions. The objective of these transactions is to maximize overall value for Axxa investors. The first spin-off date and subsequent events will be announced in December 2022. So this is one you're going to want to keep on your radar, but I want to skip down here, the stages, the mechanics. So this is what I want to cover. All right. Doesn't Axxa have a lot of debt? I don't know. I'll look into it if somebody wants to do a quick check. I haven't looked at their financials yet. I was going to get into that. Actually, let me cover this first, and let me just take a look. The stages, the mechanics, the Axxa spin-off strategy consists of a series of steps and mechanics with firm details and timetables to be announced in December 2022, January 23. In the interim, shareholders should be aware of the following stages and events of the first spin-off. It is expected that the following events will follow a similar timeline. So this is sort of like their basic layout. And I'm looking right now. You said the CEO was also interviewed on Newsmax and Fox Business, and you were talking about Dvlp, if I'm correct, because you did mention that to me, and you did send me the tweets. I should have put it up here. It's been one hell of a week. Stage 1, Axxa will set up a new company, and I think that's new company, not Nuco. I'm just okay. In which Das Concept Group and other related technologies will reside. Axxa believes that the current interrelationships between the fast-growing Das Concept Group and other Axxa technologies position Axxa with an unusual competitive advantage that it plans to continue to exploit. Stage 2, mechanics of the spin-off to shareholders, including its form, such as dividend, percentage of ownership, breakdowns, etc., will be finalized. And it's funny that you bring up the debt because, and you're talking about dividends and stuff, they should have a hell of a lot of revenue and profit if they're gonna be doing a dividend. That's the whole thing. So, you look at, do I think Ilus down the road is going to have a dividend? Hell yeah, I do. Do I think it's going to be this year? Hell no, I don't. Because they're building. Right now, this is acquisition. They're gobbling up every profitable acquisition that they can. And they're doing a lot of DD for it. Like I said, those guys are, man, I can't stop talking about Ilus. Some AXXA holder just smack me. But let's think. All right, I'll stop. For all you AXXA fans, I'm just going to stop. Pandering to my favorite stock. Okay. Stage 3, an ex-dividend date and record date for ownership of shares will be finalized so that current price and prospective investors can participate in the ownership and spinoff of the new company. It is currently estimated that this date will be in the next 90 days. So we're still in that time frame, I think, because this was mid to late December. Stage 4, an audit of NewCo, as I'll just say, will commence. A third-party valuation firm will produce a valuation report. Stage 5, investors who have purchased the shares before the ex-dividend date will receive their prorated shares of the private new company. Mechanics regarding how the shares will be distributed of new company shares via electronic deposit or stock certificate will be determined. It is currently estimated that this stage will occur within 4 to 6 weeks from the ex-dividend date. All right. And so the details of final preparations prior to the planned commencement of trading of new company shares will be presented after the work of the legal team is complete. All right, we're just going to keep moving on here. So this was the update that they had. Living on dividends rocks. How many of you have ABR? I wish I was an ABR, and I'm getting into ABR at some point. Absolutely. I know. Actually, there is a chat that I'm going to be releasing this week. I keep saying it because I want to release it when I get into ABR. I had a great chat with Wiggles from the Discord, Bella and Jord, and we were talking about ABR, and that needs to happen again, but I wanted to release it when I got into ABR. But hell with it, I'm just going to release it this week. So now I have to do it because I said I'm going to do it. And Bella's like, are you ever going to put out that video? Like, hello? Don't waste my time talking about dividends if you're not going to put it out there for the people to enjoy. And actually, Bella, you are absolutely stellar at what you do. And the fact that you took time to explain that, I can't wait to have you back on to explain that again. And it would be great to go live one of these days with all of you guys. It would be great to have you on. Axxa Group acquires $1.5 million in graded and authenticated memorabilia assets. Memorabilia inventory includes sports, music, film, TV, pop culture. And so this was the update that they had on January 17th. So this was, I was thinking of Fern. So they are adding value. Pleased to announce the acquisition of 1.5 million sports memorabilia. And so where did I see? Yeah, I don't think I saw it here. Hey, I'm just looking real quick. This is where I saw it. And this reminded me of Jonathan Burbank, who I plan on getting together with next week as well, by the way, if our schedules line up. He's very, very busy. But I wanted to read this line right here. The project includes, but is not limited to, developing a new site, search engine optimization, a customer relationship management tool integrated into Web3, artificial intelligence software. It's like the AI thing. It's just huge. As well as other inputs to expand and enhance the sale of memorabilia online. So Web3, that is totally a Jonathan Burbank thing, and it was great listening to him and Jord talk about Web3, and that's what we're going to be talking about when I have him on. Definitely. I want him to, there's a lot. The guy's a wealth of knowledge, and I can't wait to actually hear what he has to say. So that is Axxa, AXXA. I'm going to look into the debt of that company. We're going to see what is up. All right, Fern. Now, I flipped Fern back in the day. And I brought it right to Ilus. So I'm going to be honest. I forgot what it was even at. I think it was at 2 or 3 cents. I'm not sure. So here's the update. This was yesterday's update. This is brand new news. All right. A Web3. Here we go again with the Web3. Cloud-based enterprise infrastructure firm focused on providing APIs for digital asset trading, NFT marketplaces, and data aggregation solutions is pleased to announce the following initiatives. All right. Mainblock 2.0, the Mainblock platform, is not only being rebranded around Web3, that's where everybody's going is Web3, and the block naming strategy, but it is also being upgraded around microservices and a plugin architecture to better support scale and interoperability, that would be a word that Jord uses. This architecture helps to further fortify the foundation of the platform and will enable better management as we approach our hyper growth stage and integrate with a variety of new clients and partners. All right, let's go on to the next one. Audit. We are making great progress with the respective accounting work towards completing our financials in order to become fully audited and reporting with the SEC. This is an ongoing effort.
which is a considerable undertaking and takes time and effort above and beyond growing a business and developing new technology. Water needed. Ah, yes. My goodness. All right. Here we go. Acquisitions. Fern has begun. And you know one thing that bothers me? I gotta say this. Is these press releases when they don't use like the right bullet points or there's a misspelled word. That that bothers me so much. And I am not like one to like pick. Like, trust me, I make mistakes. Grammar. I mean, my verbiage and my word bank is not extensive. But if you're gonna put out a press release, just proofread it, would you? So, acquisitions - Fern has begun ramping up its pursuit of growth-oriented revenue-generating acquisitions that are profitable. Due to current market conditions, we are seeing some very interesting companies become available at significant discounts with which we have identified and initiated discussions. New products and services. Main Block will be launching a variety of new products and service blocks that further extends our brand offering and enables us to establish a more engaged and long-term relationship with our corporate and institutional clients. The new offerings will be announced with additional details in the near future. Stay tuned. All right. The so-called hype crypto winter has, more than anything, just served to strengthen our resolve, said Fern President Mark Lasky. Although it has pushed back our timelines a bit, we are confident that not only will we survive, but we will thrive. The fog is rolling out. The digital asset market is picking back up, and our vision is more clear now than ever before. There it is. All right. So that's it. Fern. You wanted Fern? You got it. Will I keep covering it? Why the hell not? If I'll throw out a video every now and then about Fern. But I like these. Hey, Eric I. Miller has joined us. Welcome, Eric I. Miller. And if you haven't, give his channel a subscription. He's just a poor Buffalo drummer. No, seriously. Thank you, sir, for letting me use your awesome song, which has been in my head for the last 2 days. Seriously. So let's move on. Hnrc, because I know we want to talk about Cgra, which is just like so exciting. When it has to do with Nick Link, it's exciting. All right, let's get through this one. This one I am the least familiar with, but I did what I had to do. I did my initial DD. All right. The Hnrc, sitting at just under a dime. The company is a diversified holding company with business operations and investments. It is dedicated to increasing stockholder value through developing natural resources with state-of-the-art innovative technologies in tandem with oil field waste disposal and recycling that are environmentally safe and socially responsible. There's that alternative reporting standard, unaudited. The President and Secretary and Treasurer, Frank Christon. We'll say Christon. We'll make him sound real nice. Frank Christon. I'm just having some fun here. Security Counsel's Vic Dvlp. Let's look at the share structure. There's the security details. Sorry about not share structure. Security details. That's the same thing. 6.7 million market cap, authorized share count of 500 million, outstanding share count of 68 million, and a float of 4.1 million. That's nice and light. I have not looked into CEOS at all, by the way. So that's their share structure. Let's look at their latest PR. I know they had something out there. Did they have anything? Come on, I knew they had something. Oh, here it is. This was their update. So this was a nice update. Dear shareholders, our company is dedicated to increasing stockholder value. We hear that in every single one. It's sort of redundant. And it's completed the following achievements in 2022. Completed an asset spinoff dividend to shareholders of Worldwide Diversified Holdings, a majority-owned subsidiary of Hnrc, and will be expanding its non-energy assets to as a diversified holding company. The dividend will be credited to shareholders' accounts by the transfer agent when the FINRA review is completed, and then a registration statement will be filed. The company does not have a definitive date yet, but will keep shareholders updated on the progress. So I don't know if the dividend is going just to those holders. I would hope so. I would hope it would be going to the holders of Hnrc. So I'm not sure if you if you are in on this one, if you're getting a dividend or if just people holding. Maybe they had a share breakdown where they were able to get shares of the subsidiary. Acquire a 9.9% interest in Cunningham Energy, LLC, and announced today that it extended its letter of intent to acquire an additional interest for up to 100% interest in Cunningham Energy, LLC, to on or before March 31st, 2023. An independent engineering company has completed an evaluation of the oil and gas assets of Cunningham Energy. The appraised value of the company's leasehold position as of May 18th, 2022 is $218 million. So, and assuming the current proposed 40 well drilling program is completed. So that is contingent on whether or not that program is going to be complete. In 2023, the company intends to continue to implement its strategies to benefit shareholders. The company is engaging an underwriter for a $10 million commitment for an uplisting to a major exchange in 2023. The company intends to focus on realizing the value of the total of $1.15 per share in current appraised energy assets held by its subsidiaries for the benefit of the shareholders. The company is evaluating additional acquisitions in the energy services industry to provide value for its shareholders. The company intends to continue sponsoring additional SPAC investments. The company sponsored a successful New York Stock Exchange listing of an energy-focused SPAC during the first quarter of 2022. All right, moving on. This is the podcast that he was featured on. I did listen to this. I'm not going to play it for you, but just go on OTC Markets. It is the most recent update that they have, and you can find the link to this podcast below. All right. Moving on. Boom. Here we are. We made it. Cgra. So I'm really, really excited about this one. All right. So excited. I've already went on savagebarbell.com, but let's take a look at the share structure of this puppy. And I want to share a video that part of a video that Nick Link put out recently. And I did share that video as well earlier. The market cap is 12 million. Authorized share count, 2 billion. Outstanding share count, 500 million. And a float of 325 million. And, well, we already know all this stuff. And most of you guys are CGRA and you've, I think it is a total scam. Okay, I see what you're talking about, CEO. I was going to say CGI is not a scam because that means I'm not going to get my damn sweater. Right? So seriously. So let's look through. They did Savage Barbell right here. There it is. Seagrowth Capital Incorporated announces the acquisition of Savage Barbell. I want to go right down to here. Alongside Savage Barbell expansion of its manufacturing and distribution capability, the company expects to increase its sales run rate from 5 million to 20 million by the end of 2024. And let's let that sink in for just a second. That would be a huge ass milestone just for one OTC company if that was all they ever did. All right? This is just one little part of what they're doing. Nick Link is literally going for a grand slam with his companies. And I think it's going to be massive when the bull market returns. When people start realizing the valuation of these companies, you're going to see a quick scramble to buy shares. The acquisition of Savage Barbell was paid for with a combination of restricted common shares and cash to the total of $700,000. The current CEO will remain with the business for 6 months, while the Savage Barbell team expands and recruits additional key personnel. CGRA's soon-to-be-announced experienced new board and management team will play an instrumental role in driving exponential growth of Savage Barbell alongside businesses that are being added. This is just the first acquisition. All right. So, hey, Rob is with us. Rob Stolarczyk, what is up, my main man? What's going on? How you doing? How you been? It was great meeting Rob down in Miami. Yes. All right, so I'm going to show you guys something right here real quick. I did go on the site, and I'm waiting, and I'm going to be honest. They're sold out of the sweater, but I am going to order one of these. All right, and I'm going to be sporting it when I cover CGRA. And I'll tell you right now, you guys know if you watch the channel. If you watch a channel, you know I love my hoodies. I do. Especially my Bills hoodies. You know, I was going to do that today. I was going to make you look at it, but after the NFL season ended, I didn't want to do it. I want to leave it in the past. We need to move on to next year. So yeah, this is an actual website. All right, this is where you can get products. Just to let you know, they're not all sold out. I know there's some bear will be like, oh yeah, but I bet they're all sold out because they don't really exist. No, they don't actually. Look at the large. Boom, add the cart right there on Twitter, Facebook, Pinterest, and whatever that is. I forgot. I don't know what that thing is. All right, so there it is, and I do have an account set up, and that's that. So listen, here's the big announcement. I'm in talks with MooMoo Link at this moment. And we are setting up an interview for March. It's going to go down, and I'm absolutely, completely excited to have him on. I'm going to keep everything on the table in regards to not only Ilus. We're going to talk Ilus. We're going to talk QIND. We're going to talk DRCR. We are going to talk Cgra. And so I'm completely pumped for this to happen in March. Like I said, we're going to work out our schedules and stuff, and I'm going to hopefully I do it justice. It was absolutely awesome. It was awesome to have JP on, and I look forward to having JP on again. And I'm also working to get the guys from Hyperion to talk about augmented reality. So that's the one thing there. So that's the big announcement that I wanted to say, that I have been talking with him. And, Nick is a stand-up guy. He's a gentleman, and being able to spend some time with him just further confirmed that for me. If you hear kids screaming in the background, well, you guys know the routine by now. That's what happens. Just pounding and screaming, and you know how it is. So, yes, I'm absolutely excited about it. I'm excited that, I get to interview the guys that are in the trenches of the OTC and spend time with people just learning. And that's the beautiful thing about this journey. And I'm going to go back here, and I posted this on Twitter. And I just got to, boom, my screen share up. And I wanted to say that, show this. Just for the hell of it last night. I was just sitting around. I just typed in Ilus stock on Google. All right. Here it is. And I laughed to myself. I just laughed. 1,805 employees. Now, we already know this. So the people that have followed this stock, we already are aware of this. All right. Eventually, the share price, knock on wood, should catch up to the valuation of the company. I mean, what these guys have done, they are going to be acquisition machines. You've heard JP say it, and he said it on my channel. He said, we're always working on 12 to 15 acquisitions. You don't hear about most of them because the DD doesn't check out. They don't want to acquire a shit group. It's just the truth. So the fact that and this is just 2 years into this. All right? Seriously, we're just 2 years into this, and this is, with Ilus and all their subsidiaries, have 1,800 employees. That's going to grow, all right, exponentially, especially when they build, all the products and all the contracts they're going to get for buildings. They have so much going on. When people say this to me, they go, this is the best thing. I'll talk about Ilus, and I'll be like, oh yeah, I love the stock. It's one of my favorite, but I'm not going to go on about that. Well, what do they do? What does Ilus do? I go, unless you have like an hour to sit down with me, and I wouldn't even cover it all in an hour. Unless you have an hour, I can't tell you what they do. Like some companies, like you could tell, and this is not a dig at CYBL. You could say, what does CYBL do? CYBL do? They do drones and lighting systems. Okay, like that's quick. What does Ilus do? Everything. I mean, the whole thing was a fire mist technology, but what they're acquiring, it's just vast. And if you think that there's not a strategic element to it as to why they're doing all that, then you're crazy. But that's just my thing right there. Now let me take a look at the chat right here. Yeah. Yeah, literally. I have a teacher's starting salary in Ilus. I do. And, do you want to see the share price where it is? Nope. Am I happy it is where it is? 90-10, the 10% was that, the 10% why I'm not happy. I think I just messed that up. I'm mostly happy that 10% is because I was able to buy more shares. That's why. I got to buy more where I never thought I would. I never thought I would be able to buy Ilus at 6 cents. I bought. Somebody said something on. They said something somebody posted something on Twitter that said I sold. Some account said I sold, and that wasn't the case. As a matter of fact, I bought another $1,000 worth of shares, which I thought was wise at 7. I should have just waited. That's just me being not patient, very impatient when it comes to placing the trades. It's something I'm going to get better with. It really is. But yeah, so any questions you guys have for me? I'm just looking up right now. Your gift for everyone, VLON. Load up on, he says, they say, I don't know, if he or she, whatever you are. VL, what was that one? I'll do it right now. I'll look it up. VLON. Let's see about this gift. VLON. They're like, no, don't do it. This is how I start the DVD DVD. DD. This is how I play the DVDs. All right. VLON. Let's take a look. It would be really helpful if I shared the screen, huh? Let me do that. Here, we're going off script. There wasn't really a script, as you could tell. There was no script to any of this. I'm winging it. It takes me a good 15 minutes to get in the groove. So here it is, VLON. And let's find out why. I'll keep this really, really simple. VLON. Company profile. I'd love to know. Security details. What's going on here? This is what we had. This is I don't know what this company does. So right now, like if this was me starting a DD search, I'd be really confused. Not saying it's a bad thing, but like I have nothing here. 2/13/2023, seeking alpha. Nothing. Let's take a look at this. Nothing, just movement. So like for me, if I were to do something like that, it's at 79. I don't know what this company does. So there it is. Take do your DD on it if any of you are interested in that one. I wouldn't touch it because, like I said, the first thing I think of is management. That's just me. Who's the managers? What do they do? What's their presence? Are they available? Whatever. But hey, I'm going to get back to it over here. All right. Listen, guys, this was fun. I cannot believe that we went an hour and a half today. Like, seriously. I really enjoy looking up these tickers, researching these companies, and just doing it. You know what I'm saying? This is why we do what we do. Just to, like, for long-term investors, people are looking down the road. I don't know. Like most of the companies I'm invested in, I see years down the road, long-term investments. So that's all I got. I'm gonna take another sip of this bourbon here. Has been phenomenal. And you know what? You guys are awesome, by the way. If you want, what I'm gonna do is when I sign off, I'm putting Eric I. Miller's song on again because the damn thing's in my head. It is. Oh yeah. That's excellent. That's so good. That is very, very good. Very good. It burns though. It's that young bourbon burn. But yeah, Alec, I hope I answered your question a little bit. I hope I did. I hope that really helped. But yeah, this has been fun. I sort of, and I'm doing some, if you guys haven't noticed, I'm putting out some audio only clips. I'll take notes and just like, if I have a chance to put out an audio only clip, I do it just because I do want to cover stuff. I do screen share on my audio only just so if I do have something to show you, I could do so. But I've been on the move a lot. I've been doing that real estate thing. The real estate, oh my gosh, this course is absolutely brutal. The wording on it, and I figured out why. I'm doing this course through Aceable. And the Aceable thing is just like, it's worded so badly, and I go, why is this? But apparently it was New York State designs the course, Aceable sells the course. So I have been, just chugging away at that thing, and it is awesome. Like that, I'm halfway through almost, so I can't wait to get that real estate license soon. So I wanted to give you a little update on that. Happy Mardi Gras, Lisa. Yes, you guys all have a great week ahead. We're gonna do this again in 2 weeks. Every 2 weeks, we're gonna just do this, and it's hard to believe we are almost at the BFC 1 year anniversary, past 1,000 subs, and almost at 100 videos. And if you would have told me that this was going to be a thing a year ago, I would not have believed it. So I plan on getting much better at this as time goes by. And if you get a chance, share the video, and hit the subscribe button if you haven't. But that's right. Bye-bye the 40 million shares. 40 million share reduction for Ilus. Yep. I didn't want to go crazy on Ilus today because I wanted to cover a lot of what everybody else was doing. But yes, we had official 40 million share reduction with Ilus, which is absolutely unbelievable. So, yeah. Rob says, in this market, I cycles by the shares of Ilus I acquire. The lower the share price, the more shares I can acquire. This avoids the deep depression that would sink in if I just watched share price. I'm right there with you, Absolutely. All right, guys. Listen, this has been fun. This was like intense. This was intense for me. This was the biggest challenge I've had yet as the host of BFC. But listen, guys, I'm going to leave it there. If you want to just keep talking in the chat, you're more than welcome to do so. I'm going to leave it up for a bit. Remember, there is more that binds us than breaks us, guys. You guys have an absolutely amazing day. Happy Saturday and happy Mardi Gras. And we're doing this one. That's right. You guys have a good one.
Say Let I have occupy your mind now. Vision.